Okay, we're going to do this in one take. Ready? Okay, so today we launched Facilitator Cards. This deck of Facilitator Cards has been in the works for over a year now, and we've had Facilitator Cards in the world for almost 5 years now. So this is what the first deck looked like. We released a Kickstarter in March 2020, and they came out September 2020, and there's about 4,000 of these decks out in the world. And today we are releasing the new one, the new version, the updated, new and improved Facilitator Cards. And I just wanted to hop on here on YouTube to say that I'm so excited about them and to say what the heck these things are, because I'm not sure, despite this channel being called Facilitator Cards, we actually mostly just talk about facilitation on this channel. And today, to celebrate the launch, I wanted to tell you like what it is that we make and why so many people love these things, including me, after using them for over 6 years now. Like, why do I still use these things every single time I facilitate? What the heck they are, and why you might be interested in buying them or checking them out and learning more about them. Because you don't have to buy them after this video. You never have to buy them, and you also can get the preview pack if you want to. Anyway, I just want to tell you about them so you know what they are. So Facilitator Cards are essentially a deck of little facilitation like activity frameworks and processes. I think when a lot of people hear the word facilitation or activity, people are like, oh, they're gonna make me do like this weird icebreaker thing, or it's gonna be really awkward and cumbersome and like annoying and not really serve a purpose. And I get it. I get why that exists. A lot of people have had really bad experiences with facilitators, and that is a bummer. But that's not what Facilitator Cards are. So I'll explain what they are by kind of giving you like a really common scenario. When I go to a lot of workshops and even meetings, people will start by just saying like, how's everybody doing? And then no one responds and people feel awkward, and we kind of move past it, but like that moment doesn't have to go like that, right? Doing a quick like check-in and trying to connect with the group can be a really great way to start a conversation or start an experience. And instead it just kind of gets fumbled because it has no intentionality. And Facilitator Cards are essentially a bunch of different ways to structure that kind of moment, right? So instead of saying, how's everybody doing? You could say, all right, let's pick a random facilitator card. Finger voting. So finger voting, you could say, all right, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being, I hate this day, I wish I wasn't here, but somehow I'm here, and 5 being like, I'm doing amazing. Where are we at? Everybody just hold up your hand, scale of 1 to 5. Boom. I know where the whole room is at that moment, right? I know whether we're like at the 1s and 2s or we're at the 3, 4, 5s. And I can just be like, cool, thank you so much for sharing. Everyone participated, everybody engaged. I got information about the group. It took 10 seconds and now we're off. Like, that is just one of all of the different ways that are in Facilitator Cards to structure a moment of interaction, right? Another like really easy one that I use a lot when I'm doing that kind of initial check-in is fill in the blank. So fill in the blank is simply asking a question with blanks in it. So today I am feeling blank, but also blank. All right, we're gonna go around the whole room. Everyone's gonna answer that. Today I'm feeling blank, but also blank. Again, could take like 3 or 4 minutes, depending on the size of the group. I'm going to get to know where everybody's at. Everybody's going to respond. And it's just so much less awkward than saying, how's everybody doing? And like hoping that somebody responds. So Facilitator Cards are these different structures and ways to engage a group in interaction. On this side of the card, they have the explanation for like what that structure is. So this, if you've never heard of fill in the blank before, then this will tell you what that is. It gives you the category, because there are 4 categories. There's connection, brainstorming, clarification, and making decisions. So those are the big 4 categories. And then it'll tell you the group size. This card has ink on it for some reason. So it'll tell you the group size, it'll tell you whether there's supplies that you need, and it'll tell you the time frame. So, and then it also has a little URL that brings you to a website page where you can get even more information about the cards. So cool. So that's what's on each card is all of that information. And that's so helpful when you're planning, because that way you can make sure that like your whole plan isn't everybody talking in front of everyone the whole time. You can be like, all right, we got to have some pair activities. We got to make sure we're writing or drawing or using materials at some point. And that's just like really easy to see when you use facilitator cards. You might have seen me hold up this side really quickly a moment ago. And the other side, the back side, has this blank white space. This is what it looks like, blank. And you can write on that with wet erase marker. And after your session is done, if you want to just clear your notes off, you can do that. What I do is I actually write down the question that I'm going to ask the group when we get to that process. So recently I was facilitating, I was introducing a model of how to run a meeting, and I asked the group to do a fill in the blank after I presented that model. And I said, this model is helpful for me because blank. And I had everybody answer that in the chat. So rather than like have to look at my like full typed out, agenda on Google Drive or whatever, I can just jot down my notes on facilitator cards. And it also just like helps me see my agenda at a glance when I do that. So super helpful. And then just it wipes right off with water afterward. So that's just like a nice feature of the cards too. So they're categorized. There's 56 different processes in the deck. They're categorized by the connection, brainstorm, clarification, and decisions, and then by group size, supplies, and time frame. So there's a ton of information that's kind of distilled down into these tiny processes. Like the idea that they are a full facilitation methodology, like broken down to the most simple components, like that's how I've been thinking about them. And they're just incredibly helpful and incredibly powerful. It's so reassuring to plan with them because I know people are going to participate, because every single card has kind of been like pre-selected to be something that helps people participate. It's nice to be able to see my agenda at a glance. It's nice to know that I've answered the question of like, how are we going to have a discussion? How are we going to do that brainstorm? Every time I use a facilitator card, I'm answering that how question. Super helpful. And it allows me to have like backups really available, because I'll just pick out a couple cards that I know how to facilitate that aren't in my plan. And there's so many ways that I love these things and that I use them all the time, even though I know all of the content on them. The reason that they're cards is because it's quick and easy to use them. I can move them around on my desk. I can plan without having to be on the computer. Like there's so much good things about like why they're cards specifically, which is why I keep using them even as somebody who like knows all the information on them. What else? Oh, the last thing I want to say is that to me, like when I created this product, when we have this like, this really cool thing that's kind of like packed with information, the last thing that I want is for people to buy it and then it just sit on their desk. And I know, like, God, I know how many products I have bought that have just sat on my desk, and we really don't want that to happen. So the thing that we do is like, 4 times a year, I facilitate a session online that's totally free for anybody who buys facilitator cards, where we actually like learn what the cards are. We work through a scenario. We like unpack which cards we know and which cards we don't. And that live training is entirely free with facilitator cards. So in some ways we could try to like sell the training and give you the cards for free, but we just decided to go the other way around, to sell the cards and give you the training for free. There's also a recording available immediately when you buy the cards, so you don't have to wait for the next training date. But we do offer that a couple times a year because it's so fun to learn with each other and to connect to other people who are like really passionate about this stuff or just interested in getting better. And there's also a workbook. Anyway, there's a bunch of stuff. There's so many more things. This video I have no idea how long, but already maybe a little too long. So I'll probably start wrapping up. What do I want to say here? These are the coolest thing I've ever made. And they are something that we have been working on for a while now to just like make sure that they're the best version they can possibly be. And I'm so excited that they're out and that they're available and that you can go check them out. So there will be a link below to the shop page if you want to check it out. There's a preview pack on there. If you're like, I'm interested, but I'm not sure, like download the preview pack, cut it out into the cards so you have like a little tiny deck, and see if they help you in your facilitation. If you have any questions, please email us, hello@facilitator.cards. We love to talk to people about facilitation. We love to tell you about Facilitator Cards. It helps us understand the things you need to know. And it's also just like great to connect with people. Also, if you have like any questions about international shipping or tariffs or any of the new fun things we have to deal with in 2025, just shoot us an email. We would love to connect with you. And there's like tons of different ideas and solutions that we have for all those things. So, okay, I am going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you stuck around to the end, give me a shout in the comments and be like, I'll watch the very end, because oh my God, I want to be able to like thank you personally back. And yeah, thanks so much, everyone. Best of luck. Happy facilitating out there, and let us know if we can support. Okay, bye.